sorry, I'm late. I was on the phone.
Nope.
Oh, you can keep that. I've got one. Floating around here somewhere. Are you ready, Mrs. Ray?
Broadcast is live.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. All right, it's Monday, December 17th, 2018. It is 6:36 p.m. The City Council for the City of Woodland will be going into executive session, potential litigation per RCW 42.30.110, Section 1, subsection, is that 3 I's? How do you Roman number 3. We will be in executive session for approximately 20 minutes. 6:37. Thank you. Okay, y'all got 3 minutes.
Well, I want to go back in the other room. Recording is live.
Yeah, we're still live, everybody.
Mayor, that's for you. Pass it in. Pass it down.
Okay.
Do what you have to do.
On this one. Certified range free? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I know. Safe. Chief, when you come back in, could I also get a agenda? He's gonna grab the sign. I got a minute. How you doing? I've got 1 minute. How are we doing? Good to see you. Hello, sir. How are you? Good to see you. Nice to meet you, Sam. Will, very nice to meet you. See your signs up to see. I am. Hello. No, I do. It's all packaged up right now. I've got all my Venom, how are we doing? Good to see you. Miss Hahn, how are you? Good to see you. How are you? Mrs. Kluge, how are you? Good. Sir, how you doing? Well. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, well, who was? Okay. Oh, yeah, sir. Merry Christmas, sir. Good to see you again. Welcome. You didn't bring a whole group with you tonight. All right, sounds good. All right. You're running my mouth. Good evening, everybody. It's 7:01. It is Monday, December 17, 2018, a meeting of the Woodland City Council. If I could please get everyone to silence your cell phones and rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Mrs. Ripp, will you please take the roll?
Councilmember Graham?
Here.
Councilmember Rounds?
Here.
Councilmember Plaza?
Here.
Councilmember Chapman?
Here.
Councilmember Humbert?
Here.
Councilmember Fredericks?
Here.
Councilmember Benjamin?
Here.
All right, everyone is accounted for. We had a presentation scheduled this evening with Ms. Coleman, but she had an emergency to step out on. So we are going to roundtable that, and you will get her regular report in January. Apologize for that. Moving on for citizen communication, we have a couple of folks signed up for items not on the agenda. All those that are speaking this evening, please understand that there will be no interaction with council. Interact with me. So if there are questions, I can jot those down and we can attempt to get you an answer as soon as possible. I also ask that you keep your comments to 5 minutes. And first up, we have Mr. Sam Nigro. If I can get you to step forward to the podium, state your name and address, and you've got 5 minutes to address council.
My name is Sam Nigro in 1925 Belmont Loop here in Woodland. Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody for allowing us to come up here. Mayor, this is the first time I've actually met you. Is this loud enough?
I think
Am I
so.
coming across?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Wanted to talk about the nativity scene. I believe you made a decision, or somebody within the city made a decision to move
was
the
me. Yes, sir.
nativity scene. I think probably several others are going to speak on this too, but I just had a little bit of a discourse I wanted to discuss. I think you've made the wrong decision, and I think, and I believe I can argue for the placement of the nativity scene back into the park. We in Woodland have a long history of being inclusive. However, removing the nativity scene from Horseshoe Lake has demonstrated a discriminative rather than an inclusive environment. Our nativity scene at Horseshoe Lake did not advance, nor did it promote or endorse Christianity. This nativity scene was temporary, it was not a fixture, and had a historical place in Woodland. It's been there for many, many, many decades. A recent implant from out of town voiced his concern, I understand, about the nativity scene and the separation from of church and state. Separation of church and state was to protect the church from the state. I know this whole discourse with the Supreme Court, separation of church and state, it's muddied, and it seems like we made a knee-jerk reaction and made a decision that no, it should not be on there, and that's not the case at all if you look at case law. This concern was unfounded. Mayor Finn, you likely telephoned an attorney, which gave you his opinion based upon a liberal stance that he would take, thinking that in removing the nativity, the city would reduce its liability. I imagine you were scared for the city, for the liability that the city could face, and perhaps even for your own personal interest. I don't know you, Mr. Finn. But instead, I believe you've placed a significant liability on the city now because of your decision. In fact, you've riled a huge movement. We're on national news now. I don't know if you folks know that. We're on several news outlets, national news, because of this decision. The city's actions, through your decision, clearly shows that you are non-inclusive of a group of people, of Christians. Last week, in Elkhorn, Nebraska, an elementary principal by the name of Jennifer Sinclair also made national news by prohibiting Christmas-related symbols such as Santas, Christmas trees, singing Christmas carols, playing Christmas music, candy canes, reindeer, homemade ornaments, Christmas movies, and items that are colored green and red. She is now on administrative leave. I'm not standing here telling you to be exclusive. I'm telling you to be inclusive. We need to allow for a balance as we always have. Our government is prohibited from advancing, promoting, or endorsing any specific religion. Our government should not advocate one faith over another. If a Jew wants to put up a menorah next to our nativity, fine, he should. If a Muslim wants to put up a crescent and a star, by all rights, she should. We are all the same people who will be praying for your sons, your daughters, and your families when in need. How many of you have ever been to Arlington National Cemetery? You will see tens of thousands of government-purchased crosses of Stars of David, as well as headstones with Islamic crescents on there to honor the war dead, from our Civil War to the Somme to D-Day and all the way through Desert Storm and beyond. The Nativity is a ceremonial expression of heritage. It is not an establishment of religion. A local church has set up this nativity scene at Horseshoe Lake for years. It's not the city or the government that is sponsoring this. This is a community exercise of free speech. This is not violating anyone's personal liberties, nor is this prohibiting others from their God-given right of freedom of speech. In fact, in the landmark case of Lemon versus Kurtzman, the court's opinion point to a nativity scene as a standalone object upon which the public can impose its own meaning. If you go down to our post office, you're going to see on the walls of our federal post office, there on the windows, you're going to see on one pane, you see a painting of a donkey with a star with the words, "All is calm, all is bright." Part of the words to Silent Night. You also see, it says, "Oh, jolly old St. Nicholas." I'm sorry, that's a Christian saint, right? If you look all around this city, you're going to find many Christmas trees. Some of them are in our city offices. I walked in there today, there was a Star of David on top of our tree. I walk in here tonight and I hear Christmas hymns, including ones that mention Jesus.
You have 30 seconds, sir.
To reverse the city's and your personal liability, because of this ban on the nativity scene, I would encourage you that we must, as a city, reverse this course. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Next on the list, we have Miss Jennifer Hahn and Justin Keeler. Keeler. Yes, please step forward. Thank you very much for... Oh, Mrs. Kluge, are you with them this evening, or are you separate?
No, I'm not.
All right, sounds good.
She's her own.
Thank you, Mrs. Kluge. All right.
Jennifer Howen, I'm community librarian at 770 Park Street here in Woodland.
Justin Keeler, I'm the Outreach and Community Partnerships Director for Fort Vancouver Regional Libraries.